Hi, William Wood here, and I wanted to give a quick intro to this video. We're on at the beginning of session 2 with Mandy, and Mandy has experienced something that many people do whenever they come in for a hypnosis session or a coaching session or any other kind of session for that matter. And that is that she noticed that she made some forward progress and then she felt like she backslid just a little bit in another area. And this is really, really common. It's something that a lot of people experience. It's one of the reasons why I like to do follow-ups with my clients. I like to follow up with the client until it's clear that the client has achieved the change that they're looking for, and not only achieved it, but they've really maintained that change over the long haul. And to this end, I asked Mandy some questions right at the beginning where I'm having her scale her fear. You'll see it's still scaled back significantly from where she started, but it's popped up a little bit from where we ended off the last session. That's the first thing I want you to notice. The second thing I want you to notice is that Mandy has already started to change her behaviors. Even though the fear isn't completely gone, she started to do things that she hasn't done up until now. That's a really, really good sign. It means we're on the right track. Now, we ran out of time at the end of the session, just because I was scheduled a little bit too tightly for it, to be able to interview her at the end of the session. Now, I'm going to keep the details of her session private, but I'm going to say this. Right now, what we're doing is we're working on the underpinnings of the fear response. Oftentimes with a fear, there will be a bunch of different things attached to it. So today we went, instead of working directly on the fear itself, we spent most of the session working on the things that were pinning the fear response into place. And we spent the majority of the session doing that. Right at the end of the session, I taught her a self-management tool that she could use at home to keep on chipping away at the different aspects of the fear-based response. So with that intro, I'm going to turn the time over to me and Mandy, and you're going to see in real time how she responds at the beginning of the session. We'll go ahead and do another update the next time that we meet. So this is William Wood with Northern Utah Hypnosis Center, dedicating to helping people like you overcome their mental and emotional challenges that have held them back from doing what they want to do. So if you have a big goal, I'd love to help you out. It's Monday morning, and I'm here with Mandy again, and I have no idea what she's going to say because I haven't talked to her. But I wanted you to be able to follow the case in real time and kind of get an idea about how you might progress as you're moving through a change. And of course, everyone's different, but let's check in with Mandy. So tell us just real quick, we want to go ahead and gauge your progress. So first I want to gauge it in the imagination, and then I want to ask you about anything that you might have done that's different. And I really want to hear about the progress you've made first, and then I want to hear about anything where you still feel like you're hung up. So as you think about being around a snake right now, a snake that you know isn't poisonous or harmful, 0 to 100, if I had one right here, 0 being gone, where would your fear level be?
I think I'd probably be at a 50 today. 50? Today I would be at a 50. Okay. I think. Mm-hmm. So.
Mm-hmm. And is that higher or lower than where it was on Friday?
At the end of the session on Friday, it was lower. Mm-hmm. But of course, at the beginning of the session on Friday, it was like 100. It was over 100. Yeah. So it just seems like I get a little bit further away. It's muted, but it's kind of like coming back.
Some of it's coming back. What parts of it are coming back, and what parts of it have? First off, what parts of it have improved? If it's a 50, it's not 100. Right. So let's go with positive first. I assume today that there's a little bit of positive and negative.
Yeah. I mean, I was leaving to go out of town on Friday, and I was able to go on 2 mountain bike rides. Road biking. So, it was kind of a combination. So I was on a somewhat paved road, so it's a little bit wider, and then I was able to do a little bit of single track, which is definite mountain biking off that road, but a little bit, but I felt kind of scared. Not as bad as usual though, not like I couldn't do it or I had to get off my bike and not move anymore. I mean, that was great. And then actually riding on the road, I did it a couple times and I was fine.
Okay, so last time you told me that you hadn't been mountain biking.
No, or road. I mean, I'd done like one road bike, I think. So
one road bike.
Yeah.
So you were able to at least do it. You were still afraid, And what aspects of the snake fear still have you bothered? Last time there was like this noise thing that was like a big part of it. What seems to be the component of it this time that seems to be
I think it was just the visual, like I kept looking to be shocked, you know? And that's a terrible way to live, but like I was just scanning, just waiting for it. And it's like, no, just go. If it happens, it happens. But that when I was on that mountain bike trail, I was just like, you know, and it's like, I mean, there were squirrels and whatever.
Sure.
I saw a moose. I probably wasn't as scared of. I should have been by a moose, but you know, I mean, I mean, that's just kind of what I was doing, what I was playing. I'm like, waiting, scanning, looking, not enjoying the ride, you know, just. But that was it. That was it. But to road bike like that in the mountains. I mean, these are in the mountains. It's not on a road on a freeway. It's way up in the mountains. Guardsman's Pass is in the mountains. So that was really huge. That's huge. And I planted flowers in my backyard.
And
that was great.
Is that something you wouldn't have done before?
No, I wasn't going out in my backyard at all.
Okay.
No, and if I would go out, I'd have to have my dog and like a person with me because I was just too scared. Because we found some snakes in my backyard last week. So they weren't poisonous.
So we took a forward step. So show me with your hands. So hang on. So if this is where you want to go and this is where you are now,
so close.
Where are you between?
I mean, this is probably where I was,
where you started, yeah.
And I mean, I think I'm at my road biking. I'm at my in my yard. I mean, still scanning, but in my yard.
Sure.
And I would like to be up here where I could mountain bike and hike and not be so scared.
We've gone like
at least over, I would guess over halfway.
Like
you
halfway?
know?
Okay.
Over halfway, I would say. But
so
I
the next
really
step,
want to get that mountain bike.
How would you know that you'd taken the next step? What would you be doing or feeling when you got out here? I
would be mountain biking, not scanning and being so waiting for it, you know.
So you'd not be scanning?
Enjoying. I wouldn't be scanning. Yes.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't be scanning. Just waiting.
Sure.
I mean, there's a certain amount of scanning you have to do, but I do not a normal amount.
So you'd go to like a healthy amount of scanning.
Yes.
Okay.
Healthy. Yeah.
I think that's a good place to pause for today. So just to recap, what it sounds like to me, like as I'm assessing here, what I'm looking for is number one, have we made progress, or has there been backsliding? Either's okay, by the way, because everybody's going to move through this process a little bit differently. Very rarely do I see somebody go from point A to point B just like that. It does happen, but it doesn't happen. It's probably the exception rather than the rule. Usually people they take a little step forward, maybe they take a half step back, they take a step forward, they take a half step back, and they kind of move like this towards their goal. So I think Mandy's right on track. I think you've made a big step forward, and I think that we're going to do some fun stuff today. Yeah. So it's June 10th. It's about 9:15 in the morning, and we're going to do some work, and maybe we'll check in at the end of the session. Okay.